Peter Butter and well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simply Spooky. I hope you're all doing well out there. It's myself and young Vivian, as per usual. Just us two tonight, and we're going to be chatting about, well, we're going to pick up on what we were talking about last week. We were talking about dreams. I can't remember exactly what we were talking about, I can't remember exactly what we were discussing regarding the topic of dreams, but we're going to talk about dreams overall. So just to say a few good evenings. So, good evening, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Hi, Eric. Hope you're doing well, buddy. And good evening, young Paul. I hope you're doing well, mate. I hope all things are all good for you. So, so we're just going to chat about dreams and various aspects of dreams and what have you. We're not going to talk about dreams in the sense that they're from a spiritual perspective. It's just about, I guess, from a subconscious point of view. But anyway, we're going to start it and then we're going to see where we go. You know what we're like. We start with dreams and then like with donkeys. I don't know.
Donkeys.
You know, yeah, spirit magical donkeys or something. I don't know. Spiritual donkeys, but that's where we'll end up, probably. Or down some other dark and very confusing rabbit hole as we go. So, are you all right there, Viv? I can see that you're cheering avidly there.
I'm sharing. Can I ask a favour for people in the chat to share this out? We would be grateful.
Yes, please. That would be fantastic.
It just helps me along a little bit because I'll be here for ages otherwise doing it.
Exactly. So I can't remember exactly where we left off last week. Can anybody in the chat remember where Viv and myself left off last week talking about dreams, or where we left it? Because I can't. So Eric says he keeps forgetting, but he will.
I think it was one of the people in the chat asked, did we dream? And asked about reoccurring dreams, vivid reoccurring dreams.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Are you, Annette? I hope you're doing well. Welcome. I know the feeling, Sarah. I'm with you on that one. Exactly the same as you. But yeah, we're talking about, a lot of people do mention that vivid dreams. Thanks, Eric. Thank you. Hi, Rita. I hope you're doing well. Up here. So yeah, vivid dreams. The one thing I do dream, when people say, well, that's rather unusual, but I don't know if it is, because I've spoken to a few people and they've said they do the same, is I dream in colour. And they say that that's meant to be quite rare, but I don't know if it is or not.
I dream in colour.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody I speak to tends to dream in colour. So I don't know whether that's a bit of a misnomer or not. But dreams, I don't know. I think that what happens is that, forget the spiritual side of dreams, but I do think that there's a subconscious message there for you. And there's things going on within those dreams and within the dreams themselves that's trying to get you a message. Because I think when you relax at night, you go to sleep. I think you get into that sort of dream, that sort of, I don't know, that relaxed meditative status, don't you? Which is sleep. And then when you go into deep sleep, I think that then problems come to the fore. And I think your dream is trying to give you, your subconscious is trying to give you messages to unravel what's going on in your life. That's the way I see it. You get people that say, "Oh, well, you know, dreams mean this and dreams mean that." Maybe they do to some degree. I don't know if I believe in that fully, but I do know that there's a point to them. So Eric says he dreams in colour too. It could be just us weirdos, Eric.
Oi, who you calling weird, Eric?
Weird Eric. That's a good name, isn't it? It's Weird Eric.
Weird Eric.
It's a great nickname.
Weird Eric Yankovic.
Weird Eric Yankovic. But yeah, I don't know. Lots of people put great store by them. I've had some dreams that are really vivid, and I've almost thought that, you know, that it was a reality in that sense. But I guess you do anyway when you're dreaming, don't you? Because your mind's off in a different place. But yeah, I've had some that are, you know, the clarity of them has been amazing. And, you know, years ago when I was a kid, I tended to wake up and the dreams would be gone. Whatever memory I had of a dream would just evaporate with the morning sunshine. But as I get older, I tend to remember them a lot more. And some of them, as I say, are very, very striking, very unusual.
Do you know, I've had...
do you know what, Paul? I always used to say to people, before an event and after an event, write down any dreams that you've got leading up to the event, because there could be something in that that's giving you a message, or something after that, you know, your subconscious is... The thing is, it's a supercomputer, isn't it? The brain is meant to be, or it is, the best computer in the world. So what it does is it absorbs all that information subconsciously, and we don't even know that we are. We're absorbing all this information, and our brain is going through it, turning it over, investigating it, and so it's coming up with answers all the time. So yeah, I think that's one of the aspects of being a paranormal investigator. I think if you're when you have a dream, especially after an event that's relating to that dream, it could be a message that you finally deciphered what the situation is.
I've had dreams about, well, I could call them dreams, they're more like bloody nightmares, before and after the paracons that I've been behind. And I would never like anyone to be in that situation where you've felt literally sick to your stomach because of the dream. Yeah, and I think, as Dan said before, it's your subconscious mind playing tricks, and you basically go to sleep, but your brain's not shut off, which is why maybe I had those dreams. So
it's interesting, though, isn't it, Viv? So those dreams, do you think that was because of the stress of the events?
Yeah, and because of all the organising that I did, quite literally on my own, you know. So yeah. Maybe.
I suppose it's like a silent scream, isn't it? You can't do it while you're awake because you're too busy and stressing and doing it. So when you sleep, there's your chance to sort of vent it, I guess.
Yeah.
So the next days, I had one that really shook me up. I went outside, everything was burning, people were screaming. These huge things were everywhere. I walked up to one, it turned around and said, "Next time you see me, you will need to give me these." And handed me 2 gold coins. I woke up sweating and terrified. Those are the type of dreams I mean, Annette. Those are the type of dreams that there's no real reason for it, is there? But there's clearly some sort of message there. You know, I'm not talking about in spiritual context, although that, you know, I'm not saying that they can't communicate with you in a spiritual context, because sometimes when I dream, I dream about people that have passed on, and yet there they are, quite happy, quite content, enjoying whatever they're enjoying afterwards. And there's some dreams where I know that they've passed, which is weird, but I don't see it as it's not a particular shock to me to be sort of talking with them or spending time with them or communicating with them. You know, it's odd, isn't it? But who knows? The human mind, to say the brain is an amazing thing. I think it was Albert Einstein that said that if the human brain or the human mind reached 100% full capacity, we would just turn into pure energy. That's amazing to think that. So Rita says, I really weird dream sometimes. Yeah, exactly, Rita. I think it's the same for everybody. I think it's just trying to grasp. I mean, some do shake you when you think, I mean, have you ever had one, Viv, where you've been so shook by it that you can't get it out of your head for days?
The only one I did was when I was going through a really, really bad time in my life. And I went to sleep on my own, and I woke up in pain. And in my dream, I was floating, but I woke up, opened my eyes because I felt pain on the side of my face. And as I opened my eyes, I was like that, like squashed against the ceiling.
Oh, you can feel
squashed against the ceiling, and I managed, there was a pressure pushing my body up, and I managed to turn myself around, so I was looking down, and I looked down at myself asleep in the bed. And then I felt myself fall, and I woke up laying in that bed
back in your body.
But I still had that pain at the side of my face. If that was out of body, it was a pretty shit one. I was having difficulties at that point in my life. So could it have been my anxiety and what's to come all coming out in my dream, and that's what I dreamt? But how does that count for the side of my face? People have said to me, oh, you had an out of body. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I know someone, this is just changing the subject again, that went to bed perfectly normal, fit and healthy, woke up with his chest really, really hurting. Now he slept alone, woke up with his chest hurting so much in the morning. He didn't go into work. He then dragged himself to hospital, to A&E, because he said, this is not right. I think I'm having a heart attack. Anyway, they did all the checks and the x-rays and everything to find that he had 2 broken ribs. So he broke 2 of his ribs while he was asleep, and he has no idea how he did it.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. I mean, I've been known to do a few silly things when I'm sleeping, like I sleep with my eyes open. I snore a little bit and puff. I puff a lot. I've also sat up bolt upright in my bed screaming. I looked at Andy, just whites of my eyes, and then screamed at him, and then went back to sleep. It's just like weird times in your life. You'll do weird things, But I know someone sitting over there that talks in his sleep. So
I do. It's very, very odd. Very odd. So, and next days, I've also had a dream that I work for Quick Fit, but overall singing and dancing.
That's a nice dream. There's nothing quicker than a quick fit fitter. There's nothing quicker than a quick fit fitter.
We are the boys in blue. Oi! Got stabbed in the side of my dream and had a pain right there. Yeah, sometimes the pain bleeds through, doesn't it? A few years ago, I dreamt a deceased friend was calling to the point it woke me up and made me unsettled. I had to check my house.
Paul, do you not think that's them sort of that way of, because if you're not medium, you haven't got those mediumistic skills, maybe it could be their way of talking to you to let you know from the other side they're okay. I'm here. Like I'm fine. Whatever message that they decide to give you. Do you think that's quite? I think that's quite nice, really.
Yeah, I definitely think that I think that spirit can communicate with you in that way. Because there's a few dreams I've had similar to that with a friend of mine. Did I tell you before that he'd passed away? And we were only kids and sort of teenagers, and he got killed on a motorbike. And then I saw him at a party, loads of people everywhere. And I walked through this crowded people shuffling and walking up to him, and I went, "What are you doing here?" I said, "What are you doing here? You're dead." And he looked at me and he went, "No one really dies, Dan," and smiled.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then I woke up. So
that's nice.
It's nice. It is nice. A lovely kid. He was a lovely kid.
I think it was Cliff that asked us if we dream. last week about dreams. Was it Cliff?
It probably was Cliff. Yeah. Hi, Cliff.
Hi, Cliff.
So I've grabbed my cat and flipped her over while having a dream about finding some. Ah. But that's the thing, when you're asleep, you don't know, do you?
I did a course on dream analysis, Dan, many, many moons ago. And they were saying that when I was learning about it, they said to keep a pad and a pen next to your bed. The minute you get up, write everything in the dream that you remember, not just the more major exciting parts, but the build up to what did you see? Did you smell it? What did you notice? What happened in the dream during the main event and then afterwards? And the point when you just woke up, what's the last thing you remember? And from that, they do the dream analysis, because they're saying that it's all these little things and indicators actually mean something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not the main part of the dream that's the big thing. It's the other little bits around it,
the little bits and bobs, yeah,
that you're given, and if you forget those, you don't write them down. It's those that can be interpreted.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, I think it's definitely the little bits and bobs that people think are inconsequential. That they're the nubs, aren't they? They're the points that everything pivots on. So Sarah says, I used to talk in my sleep. I was having a full blown conversation with someone. I used to wake up scared.
Yeah, or said the wrong name.
Hi, Cliff. Is yeah.
Hi, Cliff.
I sing love songs in my sleep.
Ah, Tarita, I hope.
They say if you see someone in a dream, you don't know it's spirit, as the mind cannot make up faces we have never seen. Yeah.
Actually, I've seen a lot of faces in my dreams that I don't know, and I do. But do you know? I saw one. This happened years and years and years ago. I saw a face, and it was a reoccurring dream, and I kept seeing the same face. And then months and months and months passed, and I walked past the bloke that I saw in my dreams, and it was like, what the, so just walk past
odd, isn't it? It's odd,
stranger. Was weird. That was weird.
But that's the thing, isn't it? There's so much we don't know about the human mind and the abilities and that and the capabilities of it. That we hope what they say. We've just opened up a couple of doors on it, haven't we? Really?
Maybe I was connected to that guy in a former life. You never know.
That's a possibility. Read my dream on my page, Viv. Let me know what it means. There you go. That's Brian.
Do you want me to do it publicly?
Eric Thompson. I can go so far into my dreams that I can read full set. That's cool. That's cool. Especially since you can't read in real life.
Never went.
Only joking, Eric. I had a weird dream last night. Someone from a rock from a keys in a lake. I had to dive down to get them, and there was a car there that looked like it had been in a crash.
Do you remember where the lake was, Cliff?
See, that's the thing, isn't it? We don't know what messages we're getting.
It's not so much the keys. It's like, where was you? What part of the world was you in? Where was you? What was the lake called? Do you know any of that? Who stole your keys? Do you remember seeing them taking your keys, or how did you know they were thrown in the lake? There's all these little bits.
See, that's the thing, and it may be some dreams, not all of them, but maybe some of them are some form of out of body experience.
Maybe they're sort of leading into that lake.
Yeah,
the lake is significant. There's more to that one, Cliff.
Yeah, I used to have dreams that I was being pursued by someone.
But whole gang.
Yeah, that's weird. Weird. I used to have some creepy dreams as a kid. I suppose all kids do, don't they? Well, maybe. You tell me. But I used to have some real weird ones. But then I was an odd kid. I used to watch some really weird horror stuff all the time. Oh, all right, Rita, I'm not.
It's weird.
He was a man with long black hair. He pointed before he threw them in.
Do you know what lake it was? Have you seen it before?
That's interesting.
This could go down 2 avenues.
I wonder if also with dreams, I wonder if it's a case that sometimes we unlock memories of past lives. So some of the things we're experiencing. I mean, could it have been a case that in a past life he'd crashed into a lake?
This is what I'm wondering. That's either Cliff himself.
Yeah.
He was on a mission. Oh.
I'm very weird. I'm weird.
Right, okay.
Place. Hi, Andy. Welcome, buddy. I hope you're doing well.
Hi, Andy. Do you know what, Cliff? I'd be interested to know if you have that dream again, only that one. Don't want to know about your other dreams. Message me. Let me know. Because I'm finding that one absolutely fascinating. Hi, Gray.
Hi, Gray. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Hope you're all well. Love to Karen.
Yeah, love to Karen. What about wet dreams? Do you think that's just...
Dan, trust you.
No, because that's clearly what Cliff had. He dived into the water. It was a wet dream.
Well, maybe he dreamt he was going to the toilet. Sometimes you actually think that you get up when you sit on the toilet, pull the toilet seat up, and you wet the bed.
Yeah, that's like me. I like to go to the toilet regularly at 7 o'clock every morning. The problem is I don't get up till 9.
You idiot, you are. Oh, God.
So a proper recurring dream we used to have was laying in the field looking in the sky and watching battle with spaceships, so lucid. That's interesting. See, the thing is, reincarnation doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be reincarnated from someone on this planet, does it, I guess?
No, exactly.
Or with, how many past existences has this planet had? How many, points have we got to?
Or, Bri, you're just nuts.
That is true. I will be.
He knows I don't mean that. Yeah, thanks, Cliff.
That's what we were saying, Andy. We think it's possibly some form of astral projection. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something in it, isn't it? When you think the American government and probably the Russian government and the British government as well, but particularly with the American government, had projects going that were secret, using people to, what they call it? What's it called, Viv?
What's that? Conspiracy?
Project. No, astral project, and also to when they used to go looking for
telepathy.
Things.
Oh, dowsing? Telepathy?
No, when they would sit there and they would remote viewing.
Oh, remote viewing, yeah.
Remote viewing. You don't know. We don't know what, it's, who knows what we're capable of.
Dan, I had a dream last night, and I remember this quite vividly because I woke up laughing, that I was beating a granny out of a certain person in the paranormal.
Oh, yes.
And put him in hospital. We know that's never going to happen.
Did you wake up happy afterwards?
I could wake up very happy, and I had blood on my hands as I was putting the handcuffs on, but I felt very happy, and I woke up thinking, oh, maybe that was just wishful thinking.
How weird if you next time you see him, he's got a black eye, broken nose.
Maybe it's something of things to come, not from me necessarily.
You never know. You never know. Yeah, you never know. You never know. But yeah, it's an interesting subject, dreams. It is interesting. I mean, I wonder. I used to see things when I was a kid that are continual, and I used to think they were happening all the time. And I think I told you, Viv, that I would look. And was it daydreaming? I don't really know, but I know for a fact these things, as far as I'm concerned, genuinely happened. Whereas I used to see planes, and then out of the back of these planes, loads and loads of paratroopers would drop. And I remember saying to people, well, when I was a kid, do you remember all the paratroopers? No, it never happened.
Yeah, I remember you saying about that.
I saw it loads of times, and I've seen the sky, and I'm not even exaggerating. I've seen the sky during the day almost black with military aircraft, with people falling out of the back of them, and not just one or two paratroopers, like literally hundreds of paratroopers. And it's weird. I don't know. It's weird. And I said to people, no, that never happened. I don't know what you're on about. That didn't happen. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe it was just a slip in time where you were actually there.
It could have been. It could have been. It could have been. It could be anything, couldn't it? Who knows? Perhaps there's some way that it could be looking back in the Akashic records and seeing things that have gone before. Who knows?
Yeah. Guys, I was just going to say, Dan and I will be having our guests back on. We are going to be working. Well, I'll send out some emails tonight, actually, and with some dates. But if you would like anyone in particular on our show, let me and Dan know, and we will do our best to get them on. So, if you know anyone, or there's somebody you've seen, or somebody famous, we don't care. Pop us a message, let us know, and we will do our best to get them on. Or you can let us know on here.
Definitely.
Or if you'd like to see any guests that we've had on before, if you'd like to see them again, let us know. Me and Dan do have our favourites that we bring on a few times.
We do people that we love. So let me see. We got grey here, Viv. So why do I dream in black and white? We were just talking about this earlier. They were saying that most people dream in black and white, but I dream in colour. And a lot of people I spoke to say, "I dream in colour," and they say, "Oh, it's unusual to dream in colour," but I don't think it is.
No.
But black and white is meant to be what most people dream in. I don't know. It's odd, isn't it? I was glad I woke up. I was stabbing a demon many times and thought, no, I ain't going back to sleep.
Chicken.
Do we use the psychic part of the brain when we sleep? I think we do.
No.
Do you not think we use the psychic part?
No.
You don't think we communicate with?
No, because you've got to unlock that part of the brain through deep breathing, meditation, and that sort of thing. Yes, you do get that in sleep, but I don't think we do. I think it's.
But REM sleep is quite deep, isn't it? REM sleep is very deep.
I think it's already unlocked at the point of you going to bed in the first place. I think it's already there.
I don't know. I think maybe we just open up parts that we're not. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Interesting. Not seen any paratroopers, but seen the squadrons of planes. Have you really, Brian?
Oh, you two need to talk.
That's interesting, Brian. That's interesting. I mean, our squad load, like tons of them, unbelievable.
Yeah, but
and these weren't modern planes.
Dan, when you sleep, you talk in a northern accent.
Hey, Bill, I do.
And he's from up north. I'm wondering if you've both seen the same thing. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Terry. I don't seem to dream or remember dreaming when I do that so real. Yeah, see? It's interesting, isn't it? People seem to come at it from different points of, view. I'd love to get Travis Walton on. That man intrigues me. He's an interesting man. And that is an interesting subject. Maybe me and Brian experience the same things.
It's written down.
Travis Walton would be cool.
Oh, The Witcher. Oh, have you heard, Annette, that they're replacing Geralt with a different actor for Series 4? I'm not happy about that.
Do you know what? I've never watched The Witcher. Is it good?
Watch it. It's brilliant. I love it.
Good. Well, I'll have a look at that.
He is a hunky, chunky man.
I've never watched what you call it either. The Lord Game of Thrones.
Oh, you need to watch that.
Never watched it. Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. Oh. Yeah, that was a time slip of past life, and then that was the only attraction for you, Annette.
Dirty cat.
Yes, watching it. There you go.
It's good. It is good.
Yeah, I've not watched it. I'll have to look at it. I've been watching some crap lately. Just bad films.
I've been watching The Only Way is Essex, and it was really funny.
Just keep going.
Yeah, well, I was watching the old stuff because I've never seen it before, and I was watching Joey Essex, and he was getting all upset and crying. And then I turned it off, went to bed because Andy's like, I'm not watching this shit. He went in the spare room. Anyway, I turned it off, went to sleep. I had a really lovely night's sleep because I had a whole bed to myself. Found myself dreaming about Joey Essex and being in The Only Way is Essex. It was a funny dream. Funny as fuck, as they say, but it's like I replayed what I'd just been watching before I went to sleep. But I was in it. Sad.
Have you ever fell asleep watching something or listening to something, and then you find yourself in a dream that is related? Is that what you're on about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're talking, Sarah. Now you're talking. That's amazing, the X-Files. On a tangent, but could call it daydreaming, though it's not. I call a guy in uniform trying to project it. So. Yes, you don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Well, at least as long as there were only visions and nothing else.
Yeah.
Then you just run.
I don't know. It is an interesting subject, isn't it? Maybe we should get somebody on who's like not so much spiritual, but somebody who can analyse dreams and make some sort of sense out of them. When aren't you? When aren't you? You're always doing it. We love you too. Yeah, it's an intriguing one, isn't it? Really, it's like I don't know.
So, guys, we are going to be
Good woman, Sarah.
A guest. I must say a guest. One of the show hosts from the network. Once a month, we will be getting show hosts on. So that is coming rather soon. So every now and again, we'll throw a show host on. So we'll be talking about their shows, about the people, the person themselves, who they are, what they do. Calling them boring, all the usual, giving them jip. And you're more than welcome to join in with us as we give them a roasting.
Oh, you got to give them a roast.
Oh, yeah. Even the ones that we don't really know that well, we'll still give them a
roast.
roast.
That's shit. That's put some while on my face. Actually, I'll give you. I'll say something for you. You are.
Cheers. Yes. That's
I had that. Very odd.
I'll tell you what, this house is very hard to get into in the respect as it is haunted. It is haunted.
Is that spit roast?
Oh, that's what she was getting at.
What's that all about? 90 Day Fiance? Is that where you go out with somebody for 90 days or you live with them as a... I don't know. So many of these reality shows now, aren't there? Do you know what? When you think of the ability that the human mind has got and they fucking churn that shit out and people sit there watching it.
Oh, wherever you want, Scott.
Scott.
I love Scott. I love it when he goes on a rant. Scott, do you want to come on a show and go on a rant with us?
We're going to have to get him on, Sarah. We love him too. We love David.
Oh, yeah. He's on the list.
Man. He's such a good man.
We have him on quite a bit, but we do love him. And
do you know what? That's a good shout, Gray, isn't it, Viv?
Alan Cox. Oh, David Parry, definitely.
David Parry's lovely. Alan Cox is a nice guy.
He's moved recently, and we were talking about him the other day.
We were. He's a nice man.
That he'd settled in okay, and I might have to message him actually.
Cool. Yeah, we are.
Bri, I've got you both sussed, and the word retard comes to mind. Do
you know what? I can't even argue with that.
No, I'm joking.
Just decide I'm going to get married or not. Do you know what? I can 89 days. I can take out of that. I can take 89 days out of that program. The first day, just don't fucking bother. Oh, excellent, Scott.
Right, let me put his name down. Scott, what was it?
Scott Matheson.
With one T.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's Scotland. Why do I think for some reason he moved to Wales? Is that where he's gone? Beauty in Scotland.
Nice. He's happy, isn't he? So good for him.
He's a good guy. He is a good guy. There you go.
If you're that handsome, why have you not got your picture on your? Is that his picture? It's a
I can't
mark,
see.
isn't it? It's a mark. I thought that was
Can't
a mask.
see.
I don't know what that is.
I can't make that. My eyesight's terrible. Is it a tattoo or I can't see?
Nah, I don't know.
Got the handsome one, exactly. Well, they call me Errol Flynn.
Is that why you hide in a bush?
Yeah, Scotland. He's a very nice chap, isn't he?
Yeah, right. Okay. He's hoping. He's hoping people will rub his belly down. That's what it is.
It's got loads of good show. It's a Buddha.
Yeah, well, I don't know about rubbing strangers' bellies. Even if they look like Buddha, I still wouldn't. I've seen that, Sarah.
Yes, I've been watching some of that. Yeah. They're both great actors, to be fair to them. Really good actors, the pair of them.
I travel sometimes to the garden and back again.
Yeah.
My dreams doing the gardening.
I think about it and then I think, nah, it's too far.
Oh my God. I thought you was a baboon, not a dog.
That's interesting, the thought of people travelling, isn't it? It's like I've got ideas on that, but I don't know. Just ideas. I might be completely wrong. Who knows? But
shall I tell you something interesting? So when I was viciously attacked by spirit, right? Before, well, there was a lead up of events. Okay, so I did this investigation. Thought I smelt a wet dog. Heard a growl, nothing like I've ever heard before. Of course, the person I was investigating with shit themselves. Did you hear that? That's disgusting. I'm not doing this, and got really scared. Right. So that growl comes through, not just we hear it with our own ears, it comes through on our equipment and we hear it on the spirit box. Same growl, me and him. Right, fine. The investigation finishes, we go home. I go to sleep, get home, go to sleep. And as I'm just dropping off to sleep, I hear that same growl. And I put it down to, I'm just imagining it, I'm tired, I just want to go to sleep. And I get myself off to sleep. I get up in the morning, I've got a routine. I go for a wee, brush my teeth, start looking to wash myself and get ready to go and do whatever I'm going to do that day. As I'm sitting on the toilet having a wee, wide awake, I hear that same growl, but this time I smell the wet dog. So was I dreaming that growl as I was going to sleep, or was it really there? Was I still asleep while I was sitting on the toilet? Because you can be awake physically, but mentally you're still half asleep. And am I projecting that growl? What do you think?
I think there's no reason spirit can't enter you through your mind, attack you, and then you feel it physically. Because the nerve centers go straight to the brain, don't they? So they're straight to the mind, straight to the brain. So therefore, if they can get into your mind and access that, then why can't they then start to make you feel like you're physically experiencing them? See, I think that when people see a spirit, I don't think they're seeing a manifestation of something. I think what they're seeing is a picture that's projected into their mind that is then like a, what do they call it? Like I'm trying to think the word. So you're projecting it. So you're seeing the picture in front of you like a 3D image. So I think that's I might be wrong, but that's what I think. But yeah, go on.
Good theory. Now, what happened was my spirit guide is a Cree Indian, and he puts bear skin on with the bear head when he does his tribal stuff. We were in a place, unbeknownst to us, where bear baiting happened. And the growl that we heard was a bear and not a dog. So in the caves underneath the building that we were investigating, they found a jug, hand painted with the bear on it. It was highly decorated. Spoke to this historian, a very credible historian, I might add, that gave me all the information. Yes, bear baiting happened down there quite a lot, and in a few other tunnels. I said, okay. So did it attach itself to me? Happened to stumble upon it. Did it attach itself to me because he's not looking at me, he's not seeing me, he's seeing my guide, and he's seeing the bear? Thought safety in numbers. I don't know how animals think. Well, apart from human animals. Attached itself thinking, help me, because even though this animal or creature might have died, it's still living in the present, thinking that the humans are going to hurt him again. Attached itself to me thinking it was his way out with my guide. All that we heard, I mean, I'd never heard a bear growling before. When I've heard that, I went on YouTube, started to try and find out what could it have been, through the help of the historian. Heard exactly the same growl. It was awful, it's nasty. And what I thought was wet dog was not actually wet dog, it was the bear I was smelling, because I can imagine that they do stink. And yeah, so I was told after that with my guide, do nothing, because my auritic field had been ripped to shreds. So when people talk about attachments, this thing, yeah, it attached, but not in the way that you think it did, not for bad purposes. My auritic field was it was in ribbons, and I was told for months, do nothing, no mediumship, no investigating, no nothing, while he sorted everything out. So yes, I bought something home. I was told not to get rid of it. I was told to leave it alone, not to mention it to anybody until after the fact, because it's not a spirit that you're going to try and help. This is a wild, vicious animal, a scared one. And my guide said, leave things alone, let him do what he needs to do, which I did. And it was during this time of the not being allowed to do anything time, something else happened to me that was really bad, but I'm going to keep that separate. It was just the hearing it before I went to bed. Could we manifest something that, because we've been on an investigation, I'm not saying that particular one, but being on an investigation, could we manifest it when we're going to sleep because we're still replaying the investigation itself?
It could be that, but I think, to be honest with you, people make this, they can't get their heads around the fact when they turn around about, well, spirit and reality, right? You know, so they say, well, we're spiritual beings, we're experiencing a physical reality. But there isn't any physical. The physical doesn't exist. Everything, in essence, is spirit. Because when you break things down to the component parts and you go beyond that, what we're experiencing is a projection of our realities, or a projection of our minds. So I think that once spirit can manipulate into your mind, then they can then physically manipulate the environment around you. Because they're not dealing with a physical. There's like people say, well, you know what? The thing is that these aliens, like, I've got a theory about aliens. I don't think they're what we think they are. I think they're something entirely different. And people say, well, they can't be spirit, Dan, because if they were spirit, how do they interact with the physical world? Well, the thing is, if you're that high up the feeding chain, you're going to know how to react with the physical world through the spiritual medium. Yeah. So they can manipulate it because it's not reality. See, people keep hanging on to this thing, well, reality is a physical thing. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's really not. It's really not. What we see and what we experience around us every day is a projection. And I think that that's the same with spirit. I think what they're doing is they're manipulating your mind and they're manipulating what we call the material world.
Do you think as well, like people trying to understand it that can't automatically jump to the demon route, or it's negative, or it's this, or it's that, when really it's not at all? It's because they don't know, they get scared, they don't understand, and they're listening to these so-called mediums. Oh, it's a demon.
Yeah.
It weren't. It was just a scared animal.
I think there's definitely a demarcation between good and evil. I think those are two things that exist. I do, but I don't. There's a lot too many grey areas in between that.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Well, that's dark, so therefore that's a demon." That's.
It's not.
You can't. Because there's a lot of humans that are like that, aren't there?
Let's remind everyone. Apparently, the great deceiver, call him what you want, comes with love and light. He tricks you into thinking he's all good, he's all well, and this angelic, lovely being. How would you know that wasn't the devil? I've got this angel with me. Yeah, no.
You don't, do you? That's like, these people we're doing angel workshops. Well, how does that work? I don't understand how that works. How does that work? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
3 times in a series each time for my partner over these last days.
Oh,
that's quite nice though. Nice.
They
definitely come for people. To collect. Definitely, I'm sure they do. Well, if it's cold there, you'd say no chance over here, Kelly. Have you tried telling it to go? I don't think they do. I think they. You know what I think, Lorna? I think that they go when they're well and when they're ready to go.
How can you tell something to go that likes where it is? Who are we? Who are we to tell something to go?
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, Eric. Sounds like the Prime Minister. Which one? We've had so many crappy ones lately.
Oh, God. The latest antics of our Prime Minister. Oh, my God.
King Charles.
Just don't get me started on him. I'm ready to smack him on the nose.
What one? Who? There's so many of them I want to punch now.
No, the current one.
Oh.
The current one with all this oil and BP thing and okay. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, Scott. Yes. Exactly.
You're talking about Zach.
Oh, see, Lorna, yes.
Zach Bagans. It's a demon. Or if it's not a demon, it's a little girl. Little girl.
That's the Jewish ghost, isn't it? Is that bagels?
If it's not a demon, it's a little girl that could be a demon.
Oh, I used to get that when people used to go, if it's a little blonde girl, be careful, it's probably a demon. Well, why can't it be a little? Why can't it just be a little blonde girl?
Or a little ginger
because
one?
I'm sure there's been many more of them on the planet than there have been demons.
Or a little ginger one.
That's oh no, that is demonic. It can't be ginger because gingers don't have souls. So Scott says, "Oh, that's it. Oh, was he? Oh, was he?
The cabbage chewer.
You know that is, yeah. The cabbage chewer. Cabbage chewer. That's brilliant.
I love it.
In China, put men in bear suits with a. Oh, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Way! There's our third member of the team, Gary Catchpole there. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I need to speak to you soon, and I will. Got some stuff lined up, hopefully.
Yeah, where's this bloody episode? Where's that going out?
He did send me the. I think he's got to tweak it. I think.
Hurry up and tweak it. Oh, don't get.
I don't like him. Don't like him. I don't like him at all. Don't trust him. Don't like him. Don't like him one bit.
He's in cahoots with others.
They're all at it. You know what? The problem is that they think that they think too much in
the word politics. Shouldn't be getting involved.
No, I think they think too much in power, and I don't think that that's the way to to be. I think there's a big downfall coming for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like a cyclops, Robert.
His eyes are too near and his ears are too big.
And he's got a big old zonk on him and he's a massive old hooter. There you go, just needs proving. So you got to put a thing to it, I think. What was I going to say? Yeah, I don't. It's an interesting subject, isn't it? But it's interesting that somebody was back again, putting inbreeding. That's about the strength of it, actually. Yeah, totally agree. You know what? Legoland brings in more money, and that's a fact. Like a Toby Chuck. It's like Toby Chuck.
Oh, God. Well, I've got a few names. Thank you very much for the names, guys.
Yes, so we'll be getting those on for future reference. We've got some that are now getting chased up.
I've got to get some chased up. Some very exciting guests. I can't say anything until they've been on. But we have some very exciting people in the pipeline. And I can't wait. I'm so excited.
No, I can't wait. So, I don't know what you guys have been thinking about. I thought I might as well bring it up for the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
The ufology thing. I think it's a pile of arse. I think it's a smokescreen. I think that they're manipulating people. I'm more confused now than I was before they started having these meetings. You know, people go, oh, you know, they've sort of divulged this, they haven't divulged anything.
Because
this is what I've been seeing, right?
It's not the government's holding the secrets, is it?
It's not. It's companies, isn't it? It's like big companies. They shouldn't be nowhere near that. And the thing is, you know, it's like, this is what I've been getting, right? This is what I've been seeing. Were you a member? Exactly. Were you a member of the United States government? Were you yes. Did you hold high rank? Yes. Were you in this public office? Yes. Did you see anything? Well, no, I didn't. But Dave told me that his cousin, whose brother's going out with my friend's other sister, he asked the toilet cleaner bloke, and he said that he'd seen an alien. That's what I'm getting from it. I'm getting that it's third-hand information, and it's coming through. It's like, well, how do you know? You know, and then you got the pilots on them. Well, we've seen these things. Well, okay, you've seen them, but I also think that a lot of it. I mean, personally, I think that what they're seeing is holographic. These things.
When you go, when you go, can you nick an ashtray from Buckhouse for me?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Would you want, Dad? Candlestick or something?
I just want somebody to set a big old Richard right in the middle of their dining table. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's just another way, I think, of manipulating things. And I was thinking about this, people seeing things on planes, right? And they were saying that, you know, that we were talking about it last night, weren't we, Viv? And I said, I don't know, maybe is it these injections people have been getting lately? And then I've been thinking about it today, and I don't think it is that. I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's that they're. I mean, you're talking about they talk about a global conspiracy here. So I think that what they're doing is that they're maybe spiking certain people's drinks, ordinary members of the public, and then they're getting on, they're having these experiences, and then they're using that to back up this, look, we've been invaded.
I wish I spiked mine. I could do with some excitement. There's one coming, Gray.
One coming, buddy.
It's coming. It's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, that's a whole new rabbit. That's a whole new rabbit hole, that, isn't it? The G5 towers. Oh, of course. That's why you dream about aliens.
It is a bloody alien.
Yeah, it's definitely a way of manipulating people.
Do you think, Dan, that with social media being what it is now, that the government's putting plants in and putting all these little seed with the conspiracy theories are growing and growing and growing, and like people swear blind it's true. Look at these pictures. It's just from these little seeds, because I just think that social media is the biggest marketing tool out there at the minute.
Do you know what? I remember 3 years ago when the whole cough started. These people that they refer to as conspiracy theorists, I must admit, I bought into it for a couple of months. And then after a couple of months, I was like, there's something not right here. This doesn't bode well. It's not right here. So I went online and I started investigating and doing a bit of deep diving on some information. And you do come across a lot of nonsense, but you have to get through the chaff and then get to the more regulated stuff, the stuff that is principally, you know, the wheat from the chaff. And a lot of them said at that time, and I'm going back 2.5 years, then 3 years, this is the start of it. After this, expect fake alien invasions. And this is 2.5, 3 years ago, just at the beginning, just after the cusp of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And they were for, and then you've still got people saying, well, I think it's aliens and that. I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
No, I don't.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying I've got the answers, and I'm not saying I'm right. I could be bloody completely wrong. But I just don't buy into this. It's too well dressed, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was all political, that was. Oh my God.
It's all manipulate. It's all just to manipulate the ordinary man in the street, isn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We're all at it. We're all at it. Totally agree. They're all eating out the same trough. That's the problem.
The trouble is, apart from our government, because he was never voted in, what you've got to remember, people, is you vote these idiots into power. You've got no one to blame but yourselves. And if you don't vote, shame on you. You really can't have a say if you're not going to use your vote. How can you have a say? Yeah.
I agree.
Just remember, when you're voting, it's not just about the price of fuel and the cost of living. It's all the other bits as well that comes with it.
It's everything, isn't it? Yeah. Everything is interconnected to it. You're right. If people don't vote, then they haven't got the right to stand there and moan. You know, because you've got to be if they want change, you've got to be a part of it, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I agree. It was proper news, wasn't it?
I did. There was a newspaper that had all that fake news in it. Can you remember, Dan? The newspaper that had all the fake news. I gave Elvis's baby.
Sunday's fault. Elvis on the moon. Elvis was found on the moon. A double-decker bus on the moon, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's been going for years. This fake news stuff's not nothing new.
It's exactly what it is. Create fear, control the masses.
Mm.
Yeah, there's no good for anybody's two-party system. Was it two cheeks of the same arse is what they are. That's it, unfortunately. You know, you've got to go. The lot of them have got to go. Labour will be even, well, you know, politics are politics. But what I do think is that globally, we need to be all sticking together. We need to be getting together and singing from the same song sheet. Because while we're divided, make no mistake, that's what a lot of this stuff's come about. It's come about because divide and conquer. And stupidly, the human race have bought into that crap.
Just reading about the Sunday sport. Was it something like the National Enquirer? It was like an American newspaper.
The American one was the National Enquirer. That was funny as well, wasn't it?
We got over here. That was just ridiculous.
That was funny. Funny.
And I think they're still going, aren't they? The National Enquirer.
They are. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. I think they are. I'm surprised. Do you know? I'm surprised. Newspapers. Does anybody buy a newspaper anymore? I wouldn't think people will bother. Yeah. Yeah. What you're mentioning there, Robert, is the 0898 numbers. See, I remember.
Is it 45p a minute or something?
It's £8 a second.
Yeah. Oh dear, it is just so funny. It is so funny. Well,
But
we've come
yes,
to our hour, Dan.
We've had a good night tonight.
Talking about dreams.
Dreams and
we
little bit about the government.
We stayed off the ones where you need that waterproof mattress and rubber
We
mattress.
we did.
They were very good.
The pervy ones. Do you know what a wet dream me now is sitting down on my own in the quiet having a cup of tea. I dream that and then I wake up dribbling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I want now. Dreaming of cups of tea. And maybe if I really want to get pervy, there'll be a couple of digestives on the side that I can dunk into it.
Scott, what's he saying? I used to phone my sister.
I used to phone.
Or she pretended to be your sister.
The sad thing is, Scott, I probably spoke to her.
Do they do that still anymore? The 089? I don't
know.
I could do that while I'm watching the telly. Hello. Do you want to know what I'm wearing? Just make shit up.
It was all crap, wasn't it? It was all just shit, wasn't it?
Why is it, Dan? It's a quick question for you and for people in the chat. Why is it we don't get dirty phone calls anymore? Do you remember when you used to get the house phone would ring, you'd answer it, there'd be a heavy breather down the phone.
Cost of living crisis. Do you think it's now because these numbers are traceable? Because of the
mobile, I suppose, but not.
Have you still got a house phone? You've got a house phone, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
You know, I wonder if a lot of people don't have them anymore because of mobiles, and therefore people don't.
Didn't they used to ring from the phone box or something?
Yeah. They used to be quite a regular thing, didn't they?
I remember one day I wound one up so much he got really upset and hung up on me.
I'll be honest with you, the modern age has taken all the fun out of it. I
know.
I haven't done them for ages.
Do you know what, Dan? I got a phone call today. It was a cold call wanting to sell me something or other. Something to do with my house, right? And I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I said, can you take my name and number off your list or whatever? And then he started getting all shirty with me down the phone because I told him I weren't interested. He got really angry at me.
Oh, no,
I said,
who
are you to tell me what I can and can't do in my own home? I said, now fuck off. Hung up, and then I banned his number. But,
best way to do it.
I'd be upset.
Scott says you don't because you ran out of 20 pence pieces. Annette's really upset because you don't get flashes anymore.
No, you don't, do you?
They used to hang around the parks, didn't they?
Let's go there.
That's it. Hi, William. How you doing well, buddy?
William, I'll ring you tomorrow if you're available.
Oh, no, they're everything in the past, and they bought phone boxes.
Oh, we've still got a couple of phone boxes here.
There's William Bryce's Evening William. I know, it's really weird, isn't it? The world's changed. Do you know what? When you think about it, I mean, in a relatively small space of time, how the world just completely changed. And if there's anybody around now that are fully compos mentis and they're 100 years old or just over 100, it must have been remarkable. The changes in the world that they've experienced and seen must be phenomenal. Almost like you must get to the point where you think, I can't. It's not the world for me anymore. You know, I don't want to be dealing with this anymore.
But that's the same with paranormal, though. Look how the paranormal, the way people investigate and their theories, and you know, people are not saying this is my theory anymore. They're saying this is what it is. You know,
oh, it annoys me.
Everything is theory work because we don't know. We're not.
No. And you know what I always say as well? Look, I could be wrong. I don't know. It's just an idea. It's just, I'm thinking out loud. Everything I'm saying could be a complete load of nonsense. But I wonder if this is the case, or I think this is the case.
Yeah.
But you're right. Now it's no. I thought this, and therefore this is where it must be.
Yeah, but that's like
you can't do that.
You can't debate things either. I mean, look at me and you, Dan. We have a right old debate, and we're fine afterwards.
Because it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's a debate, isn't it? It's that's like saying, getting back onto it. You shouldn't be. It's like people falling out over politics, and I think, really, because somebody's got a different point of view to you, to their political, it doesn't mean that you should just discard them. Because there's, we disagree. People disagree about everything.
You know, I congratulated you earlier. I forgot to congratulate some two guys that pissed off the Stop Oil mob by setting off the alarms on some.
Oh,
so
genius!
I've got to say thank you for that.
Genius.
Thank you. I know it was a prank, but doing that with that mob, thank you very much.
Do you know what? I think everybody's got the right to protest, and I agree with that. And I think that it should be everybody's right. But you haven't got the right to disturb people's lives.
No, and you haven't got the right to put other people's lives at risk either.
No. To be honest, personally, I think it's a load of old nonsense, right? I think it's crap. It's stupid. I don't agree with it. But I do agree with their right to protest, but not to then... I mean, there was a woman last week had a baby in the car, didn't you want to get to the hospital? They wouldn't let her through. And you think to yourself, well, what are you? So it's like a cult. It's like a cult. Their minds have gone.
William's asking, what are you referring to, Vivian? Okay, so we have a group of people over here called Stop Oil that superglue themselves to motorways to stop cars, to stop the tankers. They superglue themselves to oil tankers. They're just a mad bunch of people that take things too far. And they had their annual dinner, apparently, which is all top secret, but they had somebody that joined the Stop Oil group as a mole, told these two pranksters where they were having this dinner. They managed to get in, and they had some inflatable balloons with helium in it, so that it rose to the ceiling. They had the dinner in an old disused church, deconsecrated, with very, very high ceilings. So they put these screaming alarms, like these rape alarms. Do you remember those old screaming alarms? They tied them to these balloons and let them go at their dinner. So it disrupted their dinner because they had these balloons all over the ceiling that they couldn't get to, screaming these alarms. So they were very miffed about it. And then they turned around and said they were quite intrigued with their protest and said that they were quite ingenious, and they might use it maybe in the future, who knows. But the fact that they got a taste of their own medicine, these protesters are not normal everyday people like us. They're middle class families.
They're proper middle class.
Yeah, and their families have money. There's one that is in prison that I know about that thinks he's very entitled, and he's in prison. So yeah,
it's weird, isn't it? I've never seen a poor socialist either. They're all come from middle class, university educated families.
Yes.
There's never a working class socialist because it's so annoying. They just disrupt everybody's lives, and it's just disgusting the way they go about it. The thing is, they probably have, if they protested properly, I dare say there's a lot of people that would agree with them and back them. I personally wouldn't, because I think it's a lot of old nonsense. But they've been pissed off yesterday because Rishi Sunak has now said that we can open more oil fields.
Dan, Kerry's in Sainsbury's. Do you want anything?
Oh, yeah. Lube.
It is his anniversary, after all, once a year.
Oh, no, not for that. It's just I've stuck my hand to the table and I'm protesting.
Oh, God. Cliff wants a dozen eggs, please, if you can remember.
God, I forgot all about them, Robert. Oh, yeah, Cliff wants a dozen eggs, doesn't he?
Can I have a box of PG tips, please? Can you make sure they're
Yeah, Viv, I'm a little bit miffed with Kerry.
Why?
Well, she's a bit too upmarket for us. She's shopping in Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's? Since that Jamie Oliver thing, I went right off Sainsbury's.
Jamie Oliver. I can't stand that bloke. Saw him once at Southend. What a A-class prick.
Who else
I
don't
wanted
you
to
like,
drown
Dan?
him in the estuary. I just can't stand him. You could hear him. He was doing some filming, and all you could hear was his fucking Mockney accent. I thought, oh, fuck me, I want to drag him out and strangle the prick.
Let's have a protest against Jamie Oliver.
Oh, do you know what? I would, yeah. Let's do it. I reckon we get millions. And that's it, William. You know what? I agree that everybody's got the right to protest. Everybody in a democratic society, that is the way it should be. But not the way they're illegal, and the police don't help. Well, the police are all university graduates, aren't they? So they come from the same limp, weak back prats that lot do. Oh yes, I love cinnamon bagels.
Kerry, if you're listening, Terry wants cinnamon bagels, please. Are they the new York ones, Terry? You don't want the Sainsbury's own, do you?
Oh, they're nice, the New York ones, the New York bagels.
God.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
The vegan ones. Did you try the vegan ones? The vegan sausage rolls?
I did try their vegan sausage rolls. And surprisingly, it was fucking horrible.
Oh, Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, yeah, I can't stand him either. Cannot stand him. But that Jamie Oliver. I think, didn't he play wasn't he a goalkeeper for Rangers, I think? But that Jamie Oliver just takes things to a different level. The man is a 24-carat knob.
Yeah.
And run out of vanilla slice. Oh, I've had them for years, Cliff. I used to like the old vanilla slice.
He's a fellow chef. Yeah, right. Okay. Is that what you call him? I call him a foul-mouthed twat.
He's got a face like a dried-up sponge, hasn't he? Oh.
I know somebody else that's got a face like that.
Yeah. It's fucking raw.
Raw. Dan, do you notice that you've still got Hobo of the Woods up there?
I know, I left it up there. I quite like it. I was going to take it down. I thought, you know what, I quite like that. That is perfectly me. Yeah, exactly.
Face like a dried-up bus. You just like his foul mouth. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He did it in America, didn't he? To a guy, had a guy in America, and the guy in America weren't having it, and then Gordon Ramsay ran off and hid behind them. Hid behind a load of trays.
What did William say to me once? Because I mouthed it when I was out there, a bit of road rage. And he said, "Vivian, remember, everybody has guns out
there. They got guns out there,
and he doesn't seem to care.
No, they've got guns out there.
Bri, you're just a tart.
Yeah, he's Scottish, isn't he? Yeah.
When he wants to be. You noticed it's when he wants to be. I don't know.
Anyway, is Lo on tomorrow? Is Lo on tomorrow or?
No, she's not on tomorrow, but she's back on a Friday. It's a big night on Friday night. She has Cal Cooper coming on, very special guest.
That'd be a good one. Listen to that. Cal Cooper's amazing.
Right, we've listened to Cal Cooper. We've gone to one of his lectures, haven't we? And it was really, really good.
Told him where he was going wrong. Pushed him out of the way of the blackboard and went, "Sit down, boy. This is your turn to learn a few things."
Oh God!
He's amazing. He's amazing. He's really top of the tree, isn't he? And he's written some books which are superb. I love his books. His books are really good.
Mm.
And he's a nice man, isn't he?
He is. He's very nice.
He's a really nice chap.
William's asking, who is Cal Cooper?
He is an English parapsychologist. And
like a proper one. Not
like a real not somebody who's I've got a couple of diplomas off of I've got them off of the internet. He's not one of them. This is a bloke who's done all of his education, because they have to go through it's like I don't know what it is, but it's 3 different degrees. They end up with a master's at the end of it, don't they, and a PhD. But yeah, he's amazing, William. He's really, really good.
He's a lecturer at Northampton University with his own parapsychology unit as well.
He's got some parapsychology unit there. He's a very nice fella, very nice chap. And I suggest if you get the opportunity to listen to Frighteners on Friday, because that'll be good. That'll be very interesting. He's
not scared of calling out bullshit though either, is he?
Oh no,
he's not.
He's a straight shooter.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
straight shooter. And if he thinks you're wrong, which I like about him actually, if he thinks you're wrong, he'll pull you up on it.
Oh yeah.
But that's how you learn, isn't it? But he's also open to other people's ideas.
Yeah, Scott. You have to go all posh on Friday night. No swearing.
He's. Bryce says she's shitting herself, and of course she'll be all right. She'll be fine.
Tell her he don't like gingers.
No. So he thinks that he doesn't want to deal with them because he said he's got nothing to learn from them because they haven't got souls.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, he's very interesting.
Lovely. I'll believe that when I see it, Scott. Exactly, yep. Terry. Listen, I know of a Glaswegian that went posh. Seriously, the big yin. Well, he sort of went hippie, didn't he? And he calls himself windswept and interesting. So that's what you've got to be. You've got to be windswept and interesting, Scott, on Friday. Whatever windswept and interesting is.
I love Billy Connolly.
I do.
He's not very well, God love him, is he?
No.
He was I think he worked on the shipbuilding, I think, when he was young fella.
Wasn't he a welder or something like that?
Yeah, I think he was, on the ships.
And only because he had got in the wrong queue or something. He wanted to be something else and got in the wrong queue.
He's brilliant. Is he married to Pamela Stevenson?
Yeah.
And she's a psychiatrist, I think, isn't she?
Yeah. And they've got grown-up kids.
Yes. Yeah, well, they've got to be getting on a bit now, the pair of them, haven't they?
Yeah, well, he's coming to the end of his... it's the Parkinson's, isn't it? It's got him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Oh, you can't do this then.
That's it, the Govan Ship. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Govan Shipyards. Yeah, God love him.
Yeah.
Nice man.
That's why I want to come to Glasgow to hit his old hometown and drink in the pubs he used to. The Spit and Sawdust pubs. I hope they're still there, I hope they're not being done up.
I think he's always been a working man, and he's always never moved away from his working class background.
I'd like a pair of boots like he had. The bananas that were half peeled?
Oh, yeah.
Wonder if you can still get them.
I bet you could. He's completely retired now, isn't he?
Yeah. Eric said I loved him in What About Dick? Eh? No, he used to talk about jobbies. What About Dick? What's
that film? Is it What About Dick? I've never seen it.
Carry On Dick, maybe. The Carry On films.
God, I used to love the Carry On. I still love the Carry On films.
You know that John Aldridge?
The footballer?
No, in the Carry On films, the one with the little round spectacles.
Oh!
Is it John Aldridge? What's his name?
No. John Aldridge was a Liverpool player, wasn't he?
Aldridge. I'm sure his surname was Aldridge.
Yeah, it's Aldridge. It's something like It's the little. Yeah, the gay guy.
He was from Hounslow.
Was he?
Yeah.
He lived in Brighton, and he used to get pissed up, and he was barred from all the pubs there because they said once he got drunk, he'd be effing them, blinding, and upsetting people. Yes,
it's funny.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was something like Aldridge, wasn't it? Yeah. I know the guy.
It was John Aldridge.
I know the guy you mean, but him and
Sid
Kenneth
James.
Williams, I don't think could stand each other.
Oh, couldn't they?
Stand each. No, they didn't get on with each other because Kenneth Williams was clear he was a gay, wasn't he? Gay chap.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He said that he didn't want to give in to his urges or something, and whereas
the other one did.
Oh yeah, he did, and he was like leading his happy life, what have you. And I think it used to stick in. It used to stick in Kenneth Williams' throat that he was like, well, and so they never saw eye to eye. But yeah, I don't think Kenneth Williams I know he got on very well with Barbara Windsor, didn't he? But he didn't get on very well with Sid James. Sid James hated him, I think. Didn't like him. But it doesn't matter. It was brilliant. Carry-ons were brilliant, weren't they? Carry-ons were brilliant.
Was he saying he did a gig in Turn?
Jerry Rafferty.
Jerry Rafferty, that's a blast from the past.
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? I love Monty Python. That's it. Thank you, Cliff. Charles Hawtrey.
Charles Hawtrey. I know it's
Thank you, Cliff. Charles Hawtrey. Charles Hawtrey. Yes, that was the man. Very, very funny. Very clever. They all were, weren't they? They were all pretty smart individuals. But I think they're all gone now, aren't they?
I think so. I think Barbara Windsor was the last one, wasn't she?
Yeah, there was her, and there was. I was the younger. Well, he was younger at the time, but he's probably his 80s now. I can't remember his name. Jim something. Jim. I can't remember his name. Jim something. But I think he's still around. But I think he might be the very last one of them.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? But I must admit, I did like Diana Dawes. I think
Jim Dale. Thank you, Robert. Jim Dale.
She's got nothing to do with the Carry On films, but Diana Dawes was a stunning, stunning woman.
She was gorgeous.
Blonde bombshell.
Carry On Screaming. I get that when I went to Tesco. I walk about naked. Yeah, Diana Dawes was a stunner, wasn't she? I remember seeing her in a film, old black and white 1950s film, or late 50s.
Speak to you tomorrow, William.
She was. Take it easy, William. And she was at some a club for a bike cycling club or something. My God, she was fit when she was younger, and beautiful. Good. Didn't they say she was the British Marilyn Monroe or something? Didn't they at one point?
Yeah. They reckon that her grave's haunted, don't they? That stuff happens around her grave even today.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, her husband. Do you know what? My memory for people's names, I can't think of his name. He was an actor. He was a good actor, and I think he killed himself. He blew his head off with a shotgun, didn't he? Bless him. He couldn't live without her. Just couldn't live without her.
That's what I would have done, Gray. Just say, if I wasn't before, I sure am now when you've got the empty bottle.
Yeah, I know, it's frowned on. And do you know why? It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. They take the joy out of everything now.
Ooh, we got a Helen Mirren fancier.
Oh, do you know, I don't like Helen Mirren. Good actress, but yeah, no. Diana Dawes was stunning though when she was young. If I'd have met her, she'd have fallen in love with me.
You reckon?
But I would have had to have said to her, I'm sorry, Diana. As much as I love you, I've got a string of Hollywood starlets back there that just falling over themselves for me. You'll have to wait. It's got to the point now, ladies, if you're watching, when I walk into a room, I have to say, I'm taken, all right? Because otherwise, they'll just fight each other to get to me. Oh, no, fight each other to get away from me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's more like it. Oh, God, Dan, what you like. Right, we're going to bring this to a close, Dan.
Oh, I didn't see her in that. Good actress, though. What's that? Now, Jane Mansfield. God, yeah, she was stunning. Yes, exactly. That's what yes. You'd never get away with that, would you now?
Oh, my God. I love that. Do you know what else was quite bad? Talking of Love Thy Neighbour, did you ever watch Mind Your Language?
Oh, that was brilliant.
You had the different nationalities having a go at each other.
That was brilliant. Did you have the Indian guy and the Pakistani guy couldn't stand each other? Could you? Then you had the Greek guy and the Turkish guy couldn't stand each other. And then there was a French girl that was in love with him, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And she went there. The Italian guy. Oh, the Italian guy was funny, wasn't he?
Oh God, it was funny. I wish you could rerun those. I don't suppose they.
Oh, they wouldn't now, would they?
Politically incorrect.
Oh, thanks, Scottish you lot that makes it. To be honest, it's great to speak to you all. Love it. I've been to his grave, Spike Milligan.
Do you know?
Genius.
And my husband used to go to a school and fix the photocopier in the office.
You got sussed.
In the office was Spike Milligan's daughter that used to talk about
her really?
Father. Yeah, and she said some not nice things about him, and that's his daughter. She said he was absolutely a vile man at home.
A few of them were like that, weren't they? He was like that as well, when Peter Sellers.
Thank you, Craig. Ferrari Force.
Ferrari Force, she was a salt when she was young. Yeah, there's a few of them. I remember one story about Peter Sellers where they said that his son went to clean his car because he had a Rolls Royce, and he thought he'd help his dad. So he went out and he cleaned the car, but he'd scratched it somehow. So Peter Sellers went straight in, smashed all the kids' toys up.
Oh, for God's sake.
And you think to yourself, really? Is that what you're dealing with?
Yeah.
Child's trying to help you. Well, not like you haven't got enough money to get it done. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think their minds must have been a torment to them, mustn't they? Because they were so intelligent.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyhow, right. We are back. We are back next Tuesday on the Things Network, and you'll see it here on Simply Spooky as well. And we're talking about egos within the paranormal. It will be controversial. It will definitely be wild. You can be as controversial as you like in the chat, but Sarah, we might have to behave. Night, Sarah, my darling.
Thanks, Annette. Thank you.
And you, Annette. Thank you, Annette. So, so join us next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we will put up posts about our show on Wednesday if you can come and join us. But have a great night, whatever it is you're doing, or day, or whatever time of the world that you're living in.
Thanks,
Take care of one another. And just remember, if you can't be careful, buy a pram. Simple as that.
You'll need a lot of that. You'll need a lot of popcorn, to be honest with you, Annette.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. Oh, I love Sarah.
Look forward to speaking. Yeah, she's lovely. Lovely person.
Take care, everyone. We'll